Hi guys, welcome back to Verilous Fashion Channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to make basic bodice pattern, and all our measurements is going to be in inches. So make sure you watch this video to the end because I'm going to reveal some secrets of making basic bodice that fits. So before we start, I'd like to say thank you to every one of us for your support and your love. And if you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and do that. These are the measurements that we will be working with. I have the bust measurement, the waist measurement, the shoulder measurement, the front and back body length, our across front and across back, shoulder to bust point, our bust point to bust point. And I already have a box here that I've drawn. You may be wondering how I got it. The vertical line is our front body length, which is 16.5 inches, while the horizontal measurement is our bust measurement. Remember, the bust is more than the waist. So if your waist is more than your bust, you are going to use your waist. But the bust I'm working with is more than the waist circumference. So the bust I'm working with is 36.5 inches. So I will divide 36.5 inches by 2. That gives me 18.25. So, and I added 0.5 inch of an inch to it. That gives me 18.75. So the horizontal measurement is 18.75. So the next thing we are going to do now is to share the box so that we can continue to work on it. But this time around, we are not going to share it equally. Why? Because I discovered that because of the bust measurement that is in the front, the front body should be more than the back bodies. Not in all cases. So how do you know? So if you subtract your waist measurement from your bust, let's do that so that you can understand what I'm talking about. 36.5 minus 31 gives us 5.5 inches. So if you subtract the 2 and you have less than 4.5 or 4.5, if you have less than that, you share your front and back equally. But as soon as you have more than 4.5, which is 4.5, you are not going to share it equally. So for this particular one, our front will be half of an inch more than back bodies. I'm going to repeat that again. Instead of sharing 18.75 into 2 equally, our front will be half of an inch more than the back. So that means that our front will be 9. This is 18.75. You remove 0.5 first. That gives us 18.25. So we'll share this 18.25. That gives us it gives us 9.118. This is it. This is 9. Each of this line is 1/8. That's our back. So our front will be 9.1234558. So I'm going to share it now. 958. That's our front. 958. You can use your calculator to do that. If you are not familiar with 1/8. So we have shared it such that our front is more than the back. So this will be our center front and our center back. So our shoulder measurement is 15. 15 divided by 2, I have 7.5. The neckline width is 3 inches. Then the depth is 3 as well. For the back, I'll measure half of my shoulder measurement. Then the width is the same, while the depth is 0.75. That's 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so at the back, I'm going to go down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope or slant. 1 inch. Then the front is 1.5 inch. And I'm going to connect. So the next thing that we want to get is our armhole depth. Armhole depth, how do we get it? Just use this formula. Your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5, and that gives us 7.58. So from this point, we are going to measure 7.58. In order for it to be accurate, you add this one here, 1 inch here. So instead of 7.58, it will be 8.58. So I'm starting from up here. 8.58. I'm going to connect it now. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is put our shoulder measurement here, which is 7.5. And connect to this point. Please share this video with your friends. Don't learn alone. So I'm going to get the midpoint. This is 7.6. Half of it will be this. That's almost 4, because this is, no, not almost 4. This is 7.25. Okay, in between this is 3.567, half of it, because we're having 7.6. So middle of it will give us 7 is 3.5. Then the other one is this. Okay, this is what we will have. So you take it up and measure what you have here so that it can be accurate. This is 4.9. Come here and measure it. We are trying to get our cross back and our cross front so that we can impute what we get. Your across back and your across front helps you to shape your armhole accurately. Okay, the across back I'm working with is 14, half of it is 7. So I'll come here and measure 7 inches. Then the back is 13.5. So that's 6.75. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is to connect from here, tip of the shoulder, slant. Do the same at the back here. Now I will use my camel curve. Connect from here. So I will turn it to the other side and connect the front armhole. If you don't have this curve ruler, you can use any other one to do the connection. Just ensure that they meet. Okay, so we are done with that. So what we are left with is we want to impute our darts, and there is something we call dart suppression or distribution. That is how we distribute our dart. But before then, what we'll do is, remember the front length is different from the back length. So the front, I'm having 16.5, the back is 15.5. So I'll just measure from up here, mark 15.5. 15.5. And remove it out. So this will serve as our waistline for the back, and this one is our waistline for the front. So to get our darts, where we'll put our darts, we are going to make use of our bust point to bust point measurement, and I have 7 inches, so half of it is 3.5 inches. Okay, so I'll come down by at least half of an inch. So the back darts we take 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch is the same thing as 0.75. That will be our dart at the back. It will take between 0.5 and 1 inch. So I'll be using 1 inch at the back. So half of it will give me half inch. In pattern drafting, the front dart for bodies is usually more than the back. If you have watched my previous video, you discover that the front is more than, what we allocate to the front is more than the back. So that's why I'm using 1 here. So the front will be making use of 1.25. So what I will do first is to measure my shoulder to bust point. That is 10 inches. So I will mark it out. At this side, I will do broken lines so that when we impute our dart, our bust dart or side dart, you will not be confused. Okay, so we measure 3.5 inches here. That's our bust span or bust point to bust point. our dart is 1.25, so half of it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 58. You can divide it. That's 1.25 divided by 2, in case you are confused. Come down by half of an inch here and connect it. Okay, so from here, because I don't want my dart to be straight, and I discovered that when you come down by at least 1 inch, it sits so well on you, that your side dart sits so well on you. So I will come down by 1 inch here. So from the 1 inch here, I'm going to connect to, you move backward to half of an inch here as well. So I will connect to this point here, right? And from here, okay, before then, maybe I should just, before I connect it, I need to take the measurement here and connect. The waist measurement is 31 divided by 4. I'm having 7.75 plus the dart allowance that we used here, which is 1. We're going to add it to it here. Then the front bodice, the waist measurement is 7.75, and the dart allowance here is 1.25. 1.25. Okay, so we'll connect it to here. Then we'll connect this as well to this side. Okay, so all the measurements I did earlier on, we'll do it again. So I'm coming down by 1 inch here. I connect it. Let me clean this so that you can see it clearly. Connect here. So from this point, I'll come down by the difference between my front bodies and back bodies. Front is 16.5, back is 15.5, so the difference is 1. If yours is 2, just measure from here 2 inches. This one is 1 inch. Okay, get the midpoint. So when you want to cut it, just slant it this way. Okay, so this is our basic bodies, but most times we have issues because of our shapes, so we need to do some fittings. So in case you want to use these bodies for, that is half cut, that is you want it to have, you want to attach, so in case you want to attach peplum or your bodies, we have half cut, that is it, we have joining at the waist, you need to do some fittings. So what you do here is at the side here, in the front you go up by ½ inch, at the back too you do the same thing and connect to the first leg of the dart. Do the same thing here. That means you cut it out. By the time you have it out this way, you see that it sits so well. Then at the back, that is center back, you go up by at least (0.25), quarter of an inch. This way is okay. Then you do back shaping. Back shaping ½ of an inch. You connect to the across back. You want to attach peplum to it, you need to shape the side so that there wouldn't be any excess at the side. Then you come up like quarter of an inch here, ½ inch here, ½ inch here. So let's connect the neckline. Let me know how you feel about this video in the comment section, and please give this video a thumbs up. That will encourage me to make more videos. And if you have particular style you want me to illustrate how is being achieved, you can send that to our Facebook group, Berylos Fashion Group sewing workshop, and please share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. Till we meet again. Bye.